And welcome to my channel. I'm Hailianna Grace, and today I will be guiding you through a beginner flow. So whenever you're ready, come and meet me on your mat. To begin in today's class, we'll start at the top of our mats, coming into our Tadasana pose. Arms come down along our sides, feet facing forward and are parallel to one another. You can take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale it out through the mouth, sigh it out. Just to get started here, starting to tune into the breath and tune inwards. Grounding into all four corners of both feet. Maybe spread through the toes and grip the mat. And then release it. Just rooting down and feeling the earth beneath you. Inhale, circle the arms down, around, and up. Gaze up as the palms touch. And exhale, we're going to bend in the knees as we fold forward, folding over the legs. Release the crown of your head. Just releasing the neck for a moment here. You can grab opposite elbows now and start to gently sway side to side, making sure you do have that bend in the knees as deep as you need it to be today. Just warming up our hamstrings and getting some release in our low back. As you're ready, come back to center, finding stillness. Inhale your halfway lift. Hands come to your shins or your knees. Glide the shoulders away from your ears. Gaze to the mat beneath you. And on your out breath, we're going to plant our palms now, spreading wide through the fingertips. Step one foot back and then the other, coming into a tabletop all fours position. Spread wide through those fingertips. Shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward, cow pose. Collarbones are moving back in space. Exhale, round through the spine. Dip your chin into your chest. Press into the fingertips to press the mat away from you. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, coming forward once more. Open the heart. Exhale, round. Last set now. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, come to a neutral spine, engaging in the tummy, squeezing it up and in a little bit so you're not sinking in your low back. And we're going to lengthen our stance, bringing our palms forward a little bit, keeping the wideness in the fingers. Curl the back toes under, and as you're ready, on an exhale, lift your hips high to the sky, coming into your first down dog of the day. You can pedal out the legs here. Keep a generous bend in those knees. And remember to breathe in and out through your nose, a nice and controlled breath. Keep it nice and expansive. Just pedaling out the legs for a moment. And when you're ready, come to stillness. We're going to take our first Vinyasa flow here. Inhale, shift into plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. And on the exhale, we're going to lower our knees down and then come down completely, lowering down onto our bellies. Untucking the toes, press the tops of your feet into the mat, so much so that your kneecaps are lifting. We're really engaging in the legs here. They're not just limp. And on your in-breath, we're going to lift our heart, chin, and hands up off the mat, coming into a cobra pose. Press those feet into the mat. Exhale, lower. And we're going to take a bit of a longer back bend here, coming into our Sphinx pose, bringing our elbows directly under our shoulders, coming onto our forearms. Keep the palms rooted into the earth. Shoulders are down, away from the ears, still pressing with the feet into the ground, gazing forward. We'll stay here for 3 full deep breaths. As you're ready, get back onto your palms. Palms are next to your ribs. Curl the back toes under and press yourself back up into your downward facing dog. Starting off with a nice refreshing back bend. Inhale, we're going to lift the right leg straight up and back. Keep the hips squared for a moment here. Dropping that right hip slightly, then lifting the leg, keeping our shoulders nice and level with one another. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, squeeze the right heel to that right glute. And on your next out breath, we're going to come into plank pose, bringing that knee with us. You're going to step or carry that right foot to the spot between your hands. And now we'll lower the left knee down behind us, untucking the back toes. Set yourself up for your Anjaneyasana, low lunge now. Right knee over right ankle. Inhale the arms up overhead, low lunge. Don't forget your breath. I'll keep reminding you of that. And we're not going to sink right away into this low lunge. We're going to pull up. Maybe you grab your hips. And we're going to try and work so that our left hip is coming forward and our right hip is moving back. So we're trying to reach a neutral pelvis here. And you're going to squeeze the thighs towards one another to help keep your balance. Deep breaths. Inhale, open the arms out to your right, coming into a open twist. Getting a nice twist here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, straighten the front leg. We're going to flex in that right foot. And we're going to come down to fold. Keeping a slight bend in the right knee. Fold over that right shin. Inhale, lengthening your spine. And exhale, maybe folding a little bit further. In this half split fold, this is such a good way to warm up and stretch out the hamstrings. Inhale, rebend in that front knee. Hands frame the foot. Curl the back toes under and step it back, coming back into a plank pose. We're going to take our vinyasa here. Shifting your weight forward. You can come down all the way, lowering the knees, coming down onto your belly, and taking a cobra pose. Inhale, heart and hands lift up off the mat. Exhale, release. And on your next exhalation, press yourself up into down dog. And we'll get ready to do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg straight up and back. Keep the hip squared, dropping the left hip slightly, then lift the leg. Rooting into the mat with that right foot. Keep the shoulders level. Inhale, bend the knee, open the hip, squeeze that left heel to the left glute. And exhale, coming into plank, step or carry that left foot to the spot between your hands. Right knee comes down, untuck the toes, set yourself up for your low lunge. Inhale, coming up. And we can take our hands to the hips again and shift our right foot, right hip forward a little bit more and our left hip back. Not sinking into this lunge right away. Inhale the arms up. And we'll open, twist to the left now. Arms come out in this wide T shape. Squeeze the thighs towards one another to help your balance and also to keep your hips neutral. So you're really twisting in your upper back here. Squeeze your tummy up and in. And inhale, coming forward, straighten that front leg, flex into the left foot, and we'll fold on our out breath, keeping a nice bend in the left knee. Inhale, getting taller, longer. Exhale, folding a little bit further maybe. Inhale, bend in that front knee. Coming forward, hands frame the foot, curl the back toes, step it back into plank. And if you'd like, you can take in another vinyasa flow, lowering down completely in one straight line or lowering your knees first. Inhale, your cobra, heart and hands up off the mat. Exhale, release. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg straight up and back now. Bend the knee, step or carry the foot through. And we're going to come up into our high lunge. So bring that right knee over the right ankle. And as you're ready, kicking out through that back left heel. Come on up. Keep the right knee over the ankle. Never let it go too forward. Deep breaths. Staying strong here, still squeezing the thighs towards one another, just like in our low lunge. Maybe bend in the knee a little bit deeper. And as you're ready, we'll inhale, open twist to the right in our high lunge. Now, just like in our low lunge, taking deep breaths, really squeezing towards the midline. Inhale, come back to center. And we'll straighten the front leg. We're in a really long pyramid pose, but we're going to take a pyramid pose. So as you're ready, you're going to fold forward over that front leg. Keep a gentle bend in the knee. Maybe you press into the right shin here. Or maybe you can reach the mat and just gently fold. This is definitely a longer version than we would normally do, so that left heel is probably not going to reach the mat. Inhale, bend in that knee, hands frame the foot, step it back, plank pose, and down dog. We're not going to take a flow in between this one. Inhale the left leg straight up and back. Bend the knee, step or carry the foot through. You already know what you're doing, setting yourself up for your Hailianna high lunge, arms up, bend in that knee. Maybe sink a little bit lower, really squeeze towards the midline. Keeping the lower tummy up and in. Staying strong. Listening to those birds. And inhale, open to that twist. Really squeeze the thighs together. Squeeze the tummy up and in. Deep breaths. Staying strong, shoulders are down, relaxed. Inhale, coming forward. We're going to straighten our front leg again, pyramid on the other side. Gentle bend in the left knee. Coming forward to fold. Holding onto your shin if you need to. Or coming to touch the mat. Keeping that soft bend in the knee. We're not locking it out. Like I said on the other side, that right heel is probably not going to touch the mat. This is a pretty long pyramid pose. Inhale, bend in the knee. Hands frame the foot, step it back. We'll take a vinyasa here. You can come down onto your belly, or maybe you're trying out those chaturangas, lowering the hips with the upper body as well all at once. So we're going to lower down, squeeze the elbows towards our side body halfway. Inhale, come into our upward facing dog. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Your legs are off the mat in this pose. And on your next exhale, come into down dog. And we're going to take a child's pose. Widening the feet as wide as the mat, coming down onto the knees. Widening the knees as wide as the mat. Bring the big toes to touch, send your seat back to your heels, and walk your hands forward, coming into child's pose. Rest your forehead onto your mat. Taking a few deep breaths here, just grounding into the earth, feeling her hold us. And as your breath comes in, feel your back widening. Feel your belly reaching down towards the mat. And on your exhale, feel yourself sink, softening. A few more deep breaths here in this child's pose. Inhale, coming up onto all fours, coming onto our seat. Set yourself up to come down onto your back. Keep the feet grounded, bending in the knees as you extend the arms and slowly lower down onto your back completely. And we'll take some bridge pose here. So extend your arms down alongside you, grounding into the palms. Feet are hips width apart. And as you're ready, grounding into both feet, all four corners. Press and lift. Squeezing the knees towards one another. Press into your shoulders. Squeezing the glutes slightly, but really keeping the knees towards one another, and then work to lift your hips higher. Pressing into your shoulders and your feet equally as much. And on your next out breath, let the hips come down very slowly. You can bring the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug, maybe rock side to side gently. And as you're ready, you can let the knees fall to the left, extending your arms out into a T shape maybe, and gaze over the right shoulder. Supine twist. Taking deep breaths, feeling the belly fill up with air, and feeling the belly dip back as you exhale. Coming back to center now, we'll let our knees fall to the right, keeping our arms in whatever shape is comfortable and gazing over the left shoulder maybe if it's comfortable for you. Few deep breaths here. As you're ready, coming back to center, squeeze those knees, give yourself another hug. And as you're ready, extending both legs out, coming into our Shavasana, let the knees fall away from one another. Extend the arms down alongside you, palms face up, or maybe Place the palms on the belly, softening everything, and letting go of any control over the breath that you may have had. Closing the eyes. And as you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing some movement back into your body. Bringing one knee into the chest and then the other. Let yourself fall to the right, keeping the eyes closed. Gently press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Bringing the palms to touch at heart center. Gently blink the eyes open, coming back into the room. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. From my heart to yours, namaste.